So I think we can all agree it's been a pretty crazy week. I mean, hell, I've done like 3 unboxings, just so many videos this week. I've never done this many videos in a week before. It's been a crazy time. Today's video originally was going to be an unboxing of this guy, and I still want to do that. I might do that. If you guys want that, put that in the comments down below because I'll totally do that for you guys. But you know, I was thinking about it, and I've gotten hands-on with the Xbox Series X. I've gotten hands-on with the PS5. And there's a lot of pros and cons to kind of go over there. And I think I wanted to do an episode to kind of like maybe edge people towards one way or the other because it's going to be hard to get either one of them, but it's really going to be hard to get even one of them. So this video is going to be kind of my thoughts on which system you might want to get this holiday season. So it's no secret that I obviously enjoy Xbox more than PlayStation, just personally. I mean, hell, I bought the Xbox while the PlayStation was my buddy Cameron's. But I'm not letting that kind of sit into this decision. Really, there's a lot to kind of talk about here. And I'm going to start with some like nitpicky stuff and then get on to like the real juicy stuff. The real nitpicky thing I have, it's like this, don't take this into account. I just really had to get this off my chest. After unboxing both systems, these are $500 premium consoles, right? I mean, this is gonna sound dumb and nitpicky, but you kind of have to see that the Xbox, they took a little bit more time for presentation and safety. I mean, it had the closed cell foam surrounding the whole thing. I feel like you could kick it against a wall and it would be safe. Plus, it had like that treasure chest style opening. I mean, it was beautiful. While the PlayStation 5 was basically held in by egg cartons, and that thing was massive. I mean, I felt like you could really do damage to it by mistake. Once again, I'm saying this at the beginning of the video because I want to just get it out of the way because it's really not important. But it's kind of weird. It's like, you know, you spend so much money on a console, and like, I know it's not supposed to be very important, but it definitely feels like something that needs to be discussed. When you have a premium product, it needs premium packaging, it needs premium components. And I will say this, as far as the components are concerned, they both included HDMI 2.1s, they both included, you know, really high-end controllers. I'm gonna have to give that one to PlayStation, but we'll give that one a little bit later. But I'm just saying, in general, you know, when you have a premium product, it needs a premium package, and, you know, I feel like Microsoft took a little bit more care with theirs. But now I want to go into the pros and cons of each console specifically. So I personally got the Xbox Series X, obviously, and I will say that one thing that it has just way above and beyond over PlayStation, which is a good thing because it needs it right now, is the backwards compatibility. The fact that you can play every single Xbox One game, most of which are actually Xbox Series X enhanced, or are getting enhancements, including next week with the Master Chief Collection. That is huge. Plus, all of the previous 360 titles that were already backwards compatible and original Xbox titles that were backwards compatible are automatically working. I've actually been playing a lot of them upstairs on my TV, and you guys saw with the quick resume how crisp. I mean, playing Sonic Adventure at 120 frames a second is like crazy. But I mean, it's cool that not only is it playing this complete library of games, but also it's upgrading them. I mean, that is such a cool feature to me that just, you know, it's just inherently doing it. They didn't have to do any extra programming. But I will say that would be the pro. The con is glaringly obvious, and that's the fact that there are really no exclusive games that make it worth your while right now. It's obvious it was supposed to launch with Halo, and then the whole kerfuffle happened and there is no Halo. If you watch my previous news videos, I was basically been saying, like, that's what this console generation to me is kind of relying on. It's like, what is the thing that's going to make me want to get this over that? And I mean, it was an easy win before because, like I said before, it's kind of like Spider-Man versus Halo. And I mean, I'm personally going to pick Halo all day long. Huge Halo fan. Nothing against Spider-Man, but I mean, like, it's, you know, like comparing, you know, apples and oatmeal cookies, where it's like, you know, that was a bad example because I don't really like either of those. It's like comparing Nutty Bars and oatmeal cookies because oatmeal cookies are a punishment, but I don't know, that's not even a good example either. Doesn't matter. I'm just saying, in general, Microsoft had the edge here and then they lost it, but for good reason. But I'm just gonna say, without any powerful console exclusives, it doesn't look very good, and that to me hurts a little bit. But other advantages with the Xbox, though, personally, and you saw it in the video, that quick resume is crazy. I mean, I did it with 4 games, playing all simultaneously, and I only did it with 4 games because I only had 4 games installed at the time. I mean, I just hooked it up, I just gotten it going. But I mean, it's really cool. I like the idea that I could be playing a single player game, enjoying my time, and then, get a friend message or maybe a voice chat. Hey, we want to play some Battlefield. Jump right over to it, play a couple rounds, and jump right back into the game and be exactly where I was. Lightning fast load up times. I mean, it was really, really good. And I'll tell you what, playing it with the HDR and the 4K and everything on my OLED TV is amazing. That goes for both consoles. It's really amazing. But so, kind of on the whole with Microsoft, you're basically getting the more powerful console, but you're not getting any games right now. And that's kind of what I'm getting at, is longevity-wise, I think that the Series X is going to probably treat you a little better in the long run, because third-party games are going to run better and look better. And, throughout the life cycle of the console, you're really going to get a lot of value out of that. While the PS5, and I'm not saying it's like largely behind, but it's just going to be a little bit weaker. So, if you're a big third-party game person anyway, you definitely want to go the Xbox route. I'm kind of funny. I always, with the last generation, PS4, a lot of people are always like, oh, PlayStation has the better exclusives. But to me personally, it did have good exclusives, but they all felt like the same game. Not obviously like God of War and Spider-Man are 2 totally different games, but every single one of their games was like an open world exploration, over the shoulder, third person action adventure game. And those are cool, but that's what they all were. I mean, Horizon Zero Dawn, Ghost of Tsushima, God of War, they're all like the same kind of game. I mean, they're all vastly different games, and they're all great games, but they're all the same kind of game, and sometimes you're not in the mood for that. But I'll tell you what, when Cameron was over here with his PS5, and we popped in Demon's Souls, and like I said in that video, I am not a Dark Souls person. I couldn't put that game down. It was first off, obviously beautiful, and that's one thing that both these consoles have in just spades, is just they are both gorgeous. Next gen upgrade is awesome. PS5 and Xbox are both awesome. But, right now, I found myself wanting to play Cameron's PS5 a little bit more, because it's like these are games that, on my Xbox right now, for instance. Alright, a little bit of backstory for me personally. Not a big Call of Duty fan, not a big Assassin's Creed fan. I'm sorry, and maybe I should give Assassin's Creed a chance, because I really haven't touched it since some of the really, really early ones. I know the more recent ones are quite different. But because of that, 2 of the big games right now is the Call of Duty just came out, and Assassin's Creed. Those are the 2 that just came out. And so I feel like those would play better on the Xbox Series X because it's more powerful, and that may or may not be the case. I haven't gotten to compare them myself because, like I said, I don't really play those 2 series. But I found myself really wanting to play the PlayStation exclusives right now. I mean, on my Xbox right now, I'm playing... The only exclusives I guess I'm playing are Bright Memory, which isn't really the full game, because Bright Memory Infinite's the full game. That's not out yet. And the new Tetris, which is cool, but I mean, it's just Tetris. You can't... I love Tetris, don't get me wrong, but you can't, hang your hat on that. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting here in Xbox land playing my old games, which is cool, and they look great, they look better. But, if it's like the holidays and you got a new console, you want something new. You know what I mean? And with the PlayStation is obviously knocking that out of the park. I know I was a little bit critical on it earlier in the year, basically saying, hey, I don't really care about these games. But I'm telling you, I don't know if something changed. I don't know. I can't explain it. But I'm saying I was enjoying the heck out of Demon's Souls. It was very fun. I'm not good at it. But it's that's something to really take into consideration. Another thing to really take into consideration, though, and this is gonna sound wild, but I love the new Xbox controller. It's cool, but as much as the PS5 is just a really good upgraded console, that controller though is game changing. I thought it was so stupid before I got my own hands on both consoles. It seems like everyone kept saying oh, the Xbox is powerful, it's amazing, and every time you hear about the PS5, it was more about the controller, and I'm like, It's a controller. I mean, controllers are cool. You know, my Elite controller is really nice. I use that a lot for as many things as I can. I love the Switch Pro controller. That's cool. But, like, I've never bought a console based on the controller. And I'm not saying I would buy a PS5 based on the controller. But that controller is a game changer, dude. Like, for real. I mean, it's hard to explain in a video. You know, when you're watching me and the unboxing fiddle around with it, it's without you feeling it yourself, it's really unexplainable. But my hope for that controller is that a lot of these companies do really press into the haptic feedback. You know, I can't imagine what they're going to do with Ratchet & Clank. So, personally, I plan on getting a PS5 when Ratchet & Clank comes out, because that's the game I'm most looking forward to. And also, right now, they're so hard to get between scalpers and Walmart crashing constantly. I'm just done stressing out about it, and I don't need one right now. Plus, the games I'm looking forward to right now are third-party games, which I've already kind of stated before, I personally believe are going to run better on the Xbox Series X. But, you know, the controller for the PS5 has so many cool features. It's like they took what the Switch Joy-Cons did, and they're like, you know what, we're going to do that too. And so it's nothing new, but it's new in the sense that the Switch, you know, doesn't have games like PlayStation has. And so you have this game with high graphics, high sound quality, and then you have like this crazy, you know, the haptic feedback now plays into those other senses, your touch, your sound with the controller. And it really is a game changer, and that controller is nuts. I mean, it was really cool. I love how the triggers don't just get like tighter, they get tighter in different places. I mean, like when I was playing Dark Souls, it would get tight near the end when you're pulling your bow back, but then like when you pulled it all the way, you'd feel all the tension out of the trigger go away. But then when you're playing like Astro's Playroom, when you're like revving up that engine, you felt that hard jog in the middle when you're like kind of like cranking an engine. It's cool that they can have these motions in different stages. It's, you know, it's really kind of says a lot to like just technology in general, but it's weird, you know, like I said earlier, when I saw the original reviews and they're like, oh yeah, the PlayStation 5 is pretty cool, but that controller though, it's exactly right. I mean, that controller is a game changer. It's really, really cool. So, but, you know, like I said, the problem with the PlayStation 5, I feel, is that, you know, if you're only in it for third-party games, we all know it's going to be the weaker of the consoles, and to me, if you're only playing third-party games, then like you would want as many features as possible, and like that quick resume on Xbox is an awesome feature that I have actually, you know, I didn't think I was going to use it that much because like, oh, it's a neat little gimmick. I use it all the time. I mean, I'll be playing a game, and then my wife will come home, and we'll go watch The Mandalorian, and then when we're done, I just jump right back into the game exactly where I was. It's like really cool. And the weird thing is actually I had all the games down here in my game room when I was testing everything out for the video. I unplugged it, brought it all upstairs, plugged it back in, and my quick resumes were all there still. Like, I guess it had saved it to the internal memory. I don't know, but it's, you know, it's kind of a weird back and forth. You know, which console would you want to get now, though? That's the big question, right? That's the big, like, if you could only get one right now, which one would it be? And I'm gonna have to say that it needs to be obviously based on what kind of person you are, but like let's take fanboyism out of the way, and let's take everything out of the way, and let's just say two scenarios: longevity and right now. So if we're talking right now, I'd have to say the PS5. I mean, obviously, it has cool games that are out right now. You can really enjoy the console-specific features right now. If you're talking right now, definitely the PS5 right now. Now, if you're thinking longevity, you're thinking down the road, you know, there's a lot of games you like that aren't specific to Sony, but aren't specific to Microsoft either. I would probably say the Series X. You know, but that's just the black and white of it. Like I said, they're both hard to get right now. It seems like PlayStations are a little bit harder to get. I don't know if that's like because of stock or what, but either way, you know, and I didn't think I'd be saying this because I'm a Microsoft guy, but you know, if someone was to be like, hey, I can only get one console right now, I do have the ability somehow magically to get them both. Which one should I get? I would have to definitely say the PS5. Just right now, it's just it currently feels like you're getting more immediate value. But who am I kidding? Screw both of those. You should just go get a Switch, because the Switch is the best console that's ever made, and it's outselling everything in the world, and that's the one you want. But no, seriously, thanks guys for watching. It's been an awesome week. Let me know in the comments, did you get an Xbox Series X or a PS5? If you did, what do you think of them? Have you gotten to play both? Specifically, if you've gotten to play both, what do you think? Because, you know, it's really hard to say, because, you know, I feel like the more technology we're getting nowadays, the consoles are getting more and more similar as far as power and things. So you really have to start looking to different corners to kind of pick your battles, you know, besides just being a fanboy of one or the other. But that's neither here nor there. Once again, let me know in the comments down below what you think, and, you know, which console do you think is worth getting right now? That's going to do it for us today, guys. Once again, thank you so much for watching. You know, this has been a really fun week. Really, hey, congratulations to anyone who got a new console, period, because you're going to be enjoying your weekend. I know you are. You know, hey, leave me a thumbs up or thumbs down if you feel any kind of way about it. And please comment on this subject. I really want to kind of know how you guys are feeling about this console generation. And feel free to put Switch, too. You don't have to talk about what just came out. But anyway, hey, as always, take it easy.